Hello, well here I am in the grounds of Lathom Park Chapel, which is a very interesting ecclesiastical building which I implore you to look at when you're in the West Lancashire region, just north of Ormskirk. Today I thought I'd talk to you whilst I was here in this garden of reflection about Midland Bank and Cooke, and the citation for that is 1995 square brackets, All England, at page 562. This is a married couple common intention constructive trust case, and it's a judgment which also is of interest for being a sole legal owner case as well, but also because it involves elements, at first instance anyway, of resulting trusts, and then the idea of a course of dealing being introduced in the Court of Appeal when that first instance judgment, which focuses purely on the financials, is appealed. So the facts are this. You can see from the case name Midland Bank against Cooke, and it's in fact two defendants, the husband and wife. What occurs in terms of facts briefly stated is this. There was a student teacher, one of the married couple, that's to say the second defendant, the wife was a student teacher, whereas the first defendant, the husband, sold kits for making lampshades. He obtains a second mortgage with the bank, and at that meeting the wife is distraught. Why? Well, because she's asked to fill in a form which subrogates her interest below that of the bank. That in itself, of course, is a recognition by the bank that she has an interest. Whilst not the legal interest, because she is not the legal owner pursuant to the title, she is in fact somebody who may have a beneficial interest in due course. She does contribute to the financials, as you'll see from the facts of the case, a very small amount. And that's why at first instance, when this case is litigated, because the bank attempt, as you've seen from the case name, the bank attempt to call in the mortgages, there's some 56,000 owed by the couple on the property in mortgage arrears. The bank bring a claim. She resists, saying that no, she has some form of interest that should be carved out. Of course, legal title says that it's not in her name, and that there was undue influence, that first instance where she was told to subrogate her interest, got upset in that meeting, signed the documents, reflects an interest, but also that some work that she'd undertaken at the house may also have reflected something that could lead to an inference, some activity. So as I say, it's litigated, goes at first instance where financials are focused on, gives her just over 6% interest, because the resulting trust is used by the first instance judge to see what value can be hoiked out for her. It then gets appealed and goes up to the Court of Appeal, where the Lord Justices focus on the course of dealing over time. So not just resulting trust solutions. Don't forget, this is mid-1990s, 1995, so we're seeing a broadening out of the potential solutions. Here, a potential common intention constructive trust. And in so finding, the Lord Justices mull on the idea that a course of dealing over time is appropriate. So a survey, I should say, of a course of dealing over time. And in particular, when you look at the judgment of Lord Justice Waite, you see him talking about a palm tree, which is interesting. And you'll forgive me for reading from my notes when I mention that. So he says, the common intention must be founded on evidence such as would support a finding that there is an implied or constructive trust for the parties in proportions to the purchase price. The court does not as yet sit as under a palm tree to exercise a general discretion to do what the man in the street, on a general overview of the case, might regard as fair. So that's interesting when we're mulling on exactly what the court's doing. Obviously, it's not imputation we're thinking about, it's inference from conduct if there's been no express agreement. So in summary then, therefore, in terms of the outcome, there were equal shares. So the wife saves some money from what some people might say is the grasping hands of Midland Bank. So from here, the chapel of Lathom Park, I will bid you goodbye. So from me, it's goodbye. Goodbye.